Hey guys, it's your boy Sasuke the God, and I'm back with my guy
Max the Ruler.
Hey man, Max, we haven't been here, some Rona been passing around, but
A lot's happened.
man, sorry guys. I know you guys wanted that content, from us, the content kings. We the representatives out here, Shoot, man, I feel like we fell back on WandaVision, though, This episode's dedicated just to WandaVision, I feel like it's been, 5 episodes now? And
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah, it's safe to say we're going to spoil
A lot.
everything about the episodes we've seen thus far.
And if you read comics, we might even spoil some other stuff because, honestly, it's pulling some stuff from all different comics.
I'm not telling spoilers to comic. Yeah, like if you haven't read it, then you're not gonna read it, or I'm not giving that any kind of.
All right, well, I'm just letting you know they might pull for some comics if you haven't read those comics. Go check them out. You don't think so?
No. Nebula took the gauntlet from Thanos.
1,000%.
That's another spoiler.
She did that in the comic, though.
Yeah.
But if people read the comics, they will know,
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. From time to time, we're going to say some spoiler things from comics.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Well, I just want to let you guys know we will be spoiling everything.
Yeah.
Starting off, with episode 1, man.
Yes.
What you feel about that episode, man?
I loved it, but not for the reasons you think.
Okay.
I really liked the, and this is going to show, I guess, my age, but the 60s, like, that was, like, watching that to me was more, I don't want to, therapeutic sounds silly, but it brought me back to a simpler time in life. Of the nuclear family. I didn't care at all about WandaVision, the whole, like, what's happening to her. Like, that was very far removed from me. Only thing I cared about was, like, we have a nuclear family, the, annoying neighbor, she's, putting in some good one-liners, like, she's funny, this whole town is funny, the premise is funny.
I get you. Okay. I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings.
It brought me back to just a simpler time, man. Like, I couldn't have cared less that Marvel produced it. I wanted to go back and watch, Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, hell no. I would never be in those situations.
Yeah, I Love Lucy.
Andy Griffin? Don't tell me Andy Griffin show.
Yeah.
Bro, those are the worst.
Those are the best.
No.
It brought me back to just, like, waking up at an hour I probably shouldn't have been up, or you stay home from school or something like that, and you gotta. It's either was those TV shows or
Judge Judy.
Soap opera. No, this predates that.
Okay.
This predates that. It was like that. Or
All
Soap
About
Opera.
Children.
Yeah.
Hell no.
And I used to watch that, but I'm not like nostalgic for it. I was really like, hey, like those like nuclear family TV shows were like. Not meant for children, but children could watch it.
Okay, I get you.
And that to me was like just super refreshing. And I felt that way about all 3 or 2.
No, it was 3
till it turned.
I think. You know what? So let me just say it like this: it was some key points in episode 1 that I kind of was like fishy on. Like the whole point where the husband's sitting at the table. Like, I get it. I love the comedy style with it. It was like hilarious. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
This is funny. I can take this. But I'm not really one of those people that could go and watch one of those old black and white shows no more. I want my stuff in color. That's one of my only like things I had about it. Like, I want this in color. Okay. So when you got to like episode 3 when it was in color, I'm like, this is what I'm feeling. Like, even the opening, I was like, oh, I could feel this opening way more than I felt the first 2 openings, Like,
they changed every time.
Yeah, and that's what I did like that, Like, pa 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 pa, WandaVision. But, like, going back to episode 1, when you had this situation when they would sit at the table for dinner, but they have what was it, breakfast for dinner. Like, the little moment that caught me off guard when you seen, like, the wife speaking to, like,
help them or something like that?
Yeah, she's no, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. And I'm like, hold on, like, what's going on? And my whole thing is like, I'm watching Vision. I'm like, bro, Vision is tripping right now, dog. Like, why is Vision looking around? Like, if you looked at the episode, you kind of could tell someone's off of Vision. I'm like, I'm looking, I'm peeping. I'm like, hold on, what's Vision doing over here, man? Like, kind of like that thief game you had sent me. I was like, what the hell was that? And let me take this. Like, it was just like looking like, what's going on? And then like he didn't do nothing till Wanda gave him to say so, and I'm like, that's kind of weird, you know? So that kind of like, bling, something's going on with Vision, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we all have the question, why is Vision here? Why is he back out there? You know, we've seen what happened in Infinity War, you know?
Yeah.
You know, but
he's dead.
Yeah, and oh man, all right. So that was like one of my big key points on number one. That one I took that off of number one because they dropped number one and number two on the same night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool. You know, I'm like, all right, now I can watch number two because that's the only thing I really liked from number one was just that one part right there.
Really?
Yeah.
That did it obviously registered high. It was like a high tension moment, but that was like a blip to me.
So you really did just like that style.
Was his name like Ralph or something? No, that's the other Agnes lady's husband.
Yeah, that's the dude that's never popped up yet.
Yeah. Because I think since that first episode, I don't think he's been back.
Oh, the Hearts. They're the Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them haven't been back. No, he hasn't been back.
The
She
lady
came
was
back.
there at the
talent
show.
Yeah.
Since we're on to episode 2 now.
So yeah, we go there. So it's episode 2. We see that now they're introducing more characters, and I'm like, okay, cool. They're getting a more feel of the town.
Yeah.
You know, and I started spotting key things. You know, like you know, like there's no kids in this town. They talking about they doing this for kids, and I haven't seen like not one kid yet.
That
you know,
didn't register to me either.
Yeah, see, look, like at the whole little committee, they're like, yeah, we doing this for the kids. I'm like, what kids? I haven't seen one kid yet. You know, like that was just me. I picked up on that. I'm like, where are the kids at? Like, where's everybody that they saying they doing this stuff for? Okay, cool. You know.
Sure.
Yeah, then they did like the little thing where, and another thing that popped off in my head is like the whole gum thing with Vision. I'm like, whoa, he could have just phased in his chest and pulled that gum out. Like, I get it. It's supposed to be like a comedian style thing, like comedy, you know, like, you know. I'm like, all right, cool. It was funny. I liked it. I was laughing because he was drunk, and I'm like, oh man, this dude is hilarious right now.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be more like just comic relief.
Yeah, I get you.
Again, it was another episode that I liked a lot. More tension in that episode. I think more of like when they were trying to contact Wanda. I believe that was the Beekeeper was the first episode or the second episode?
That was the second episode.
Yeah. So a few things happened in that second episode, which kind of like reminded me that it's, you know, still a Marvel show.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, just Desi Luke Productions or whatever.
Of course, bro. But see, look.
But yeah, I enjoyed it, but again, for the same thing, I didn't care at all about Wanda.
So you was more invested in the town.
Just the premise.
Okay.
The simple premise of like, hey, it's a nuclear family doing nuclear family shenanigans.
Okay.
I didn't care at all about the overarching point, and I've seen a couple other people have the same sort of like take where they're like, hey, the first couple of episodes were about kind of nothing. And it wasn't until like episode 4 we like
picked off,
had a reason to kind of like, all right, there's a reason why we're watching this show.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
And we're going through that now. But up until that point, I was happy, and I could have stayed there. So I didn't have to leave.
Okay, so hold on. You think number 3 didn't follow through with that as well? I think the only thing that changed with episode 3 was just the ending. With the whole Monica thing. Because episode 3 is with the kids. It was still, everything was in color. But even when, alright, so let's just say it like this. When, I'm like, because I'm over here, I'm trying to put stuff together. I'm like, because this is new. Marvel never did nothing like this before. So I'm like, trying to take it as it's going. And I'm like, man, when you seen from the first episode, you know, the little person writing something down and putting the pen down, I'm like, they giving us little Easter eggs. They want us to know it's more going on behind the scenes than what we actually taking in. I'm like,
that's
all right.
Sword was investigating.
Yeah, and then you see the beekeeper, and you know the Wanda, who's doing this to you, and you're like, oh man. And then you get to episode 3, and then you see, you know, okay, cool. We've been introduced to Monica Rambeau, and you know.
Yeah, I didn't know that was her at first.
Oh, okay. So, you know, everybody was like, you know, like, hey, yo, this is my modeling. So I'm like, all right, cool. If that is her, you know, that's dope. So you get to her. My whole thing is, like, I kind of felt like watching episode 3. I'm like, man, like, one thing that stuck out to me in episode 3, like, it was funny, man. Like I can't lie. It was like this one moment where they was in the bed and they heard like the explosions, and he Vision hops back in the bed. I'm like, bro, that's like so not Vision. Like, like he gets back in the car, I'm like cracking up, bro. Like, it was like so funny, bro. Like, it was hilarious. I could have like watched that kind of like moments forever. I get you, you know, but it was just like, you know, that if you know Vision, you seen Vision through like Age of Ultron till Infinity War.
Yeah.
You know Vision would react like that. So it was just like, this Vision is just off. You know, this Vision that we have is not the Vision that we would have. Like, yeah. I think the Vision that we would have had, like, if it was our Vision, like, me just putting it from episode 3 now going forward, I'm like, if we would have had just our Vision, this would already been broken already. You know, because our Vision is just able to calculate things like that. Like, yeah. he was already making, and it was funny because Vision was already like making key points. He's like, stuff ain't right, you know. Even when he went to the thing, he was like, bro, like, I think you're missing the hedge. Like, he cutting through the cement blocks. He's like, oh yeah,
yeah,
and just kept doing it. I'm like,
that was very funny.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
I thought the clue when he was at work and I think somebody asked him, was like, what do you do? And he was like, I don't know. And then he went to work, he's like, what do we do here? And like, he gave some like, just like word salad answer, and he's like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, reading these papers, like, none of this makes sense. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. This is just paper.
Do we sell stuff? Do we buy stuff? They're like, no, we don't do none of that. Will we store stuff?
Just gave him this like real word salad. Like, yeah. All right, I guess. Yeah, you know, cool.
Bro, but, you know, honestly, from looking at that episode, it was like, you get to the Monica part, when Monica comes in, because that was the part that stood out to me, like, the most. Like, it was some funny parts in there, but when she came in, and that goose came up, or the stork, or...
Yeah,
stork. Okay, yeah, stork or goose, wherever it was, and she wasn't able to control that with her powers. And that thing flapped her powers away. Like, he was like, yo, I'm like, whoa, hold on. Like, we gotta remember who this is, and how she's not able to control that.
Yeah.
That right there was like, hold on, like, and I didn't see nobody really talking about that moment. Like
I registered it as pure comedic effect.
Nah. I like, honestly, it looked like, because by this time we see that she's kind of, you know, doing different things. She using her magic, and we see that her magic is actually working, you know? Like the whole thing with the dishes on episode 1, you know, she closed the thing, she like changed her clothes. You know, when she was pregnant, she was swapping clothes.
Yes.
You know, so we see her magic is actually working.
In episode 1, we saw her try to make a meal appear out of nowhere, and she continuously failed.
She rewind time, if you want to be honest.
Yeah.
She was like...
Yeah, all right, she wanted something to happen. It didn't happen.
Yeah, but she, like...
You're saying like the power happened?
Yeah, it happened.
To some degree?
Yeah, okay. It happened to a more powerful degree than what she was trying to do. You know, she was like, oh, I gotta rewind it because she cooked it too much, and she ended up turning it back to eggs. She's like, oh man, that's too much. Like, and so it was like, I was just looking at little key points like that. I'm like, man, this is crazy, bro. Like, I don't know what like, that moment right there, we know, you know, when he came back in, if you notice, like, Vision came back in, he was like, whoa, where's Monica? Like, what's going on right now? She was just like, she's gone, like. I was just looking like, whoa, this right here, like, it's gonna start getting real after this.
When she confronted Monica, that was like a powerful moment. Like this sort of like thousand-eyed stare she gave was very frightening. Especially given like we like, you know, hindsight we know like her power set, so it's very interesting. But yeah, like at that point it was getting real. I would say I started taking the show more seriously at the end of episode 2 when it switched to color. That was not something I liked. I liked the black and white moments.
Okay.
You know,
All
like
right.
anybody will tell you, Andy Griffith operates better in black and white than he did in color.
Well, didn't they lose like one of their main stars in Andy Griffin when they went to color? And that dude was like, what was his name, Barney or something like that? Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah, so that was like one of their main guys, and he ended up leaving.
yeah.
So, I don't know, man, but...
So yeah, I like the black and white motif, but when it became color, that's when I started taking the show more seriously, like at its original value.
Okay. Maybe, you know, like just looking at like something like that, you're just like, all right. I don't know, like me, I'm okay. I understand that the old black and white sitcoms did something back in their days, but again, me, I can't go back from the color to watching that black and white stuff no more. It's just not. I don't think the jokes hit well to me anymore. I'm not used to like, and I know about Andy Griffin Show. I know about I Love Lucy, and like if you want to go back to the cowboy stuff with Bonanza and all that stuff, I could like name that stuff for you. But it's just watching that stuff. It just doesn't hit to me like how it would back then to the stuff that we have now. But
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect. Just it's like like a food that I haven't had in a long time, and it hit very hard for me. I was like, yeah, this is great.
I don't know. Like I think like the sitcom stuff that they finna do now is actually way better. Like I love like Full House and like the time that they doing like if they was doing like the Coach era or whatever they finna do. Like the what was it, Family Matters or whatever, like stuff like that.
Yeah. Sadly, I don't think I can watch like another nuclear family well, not even that. Just like a family style sitcom again.
Like Real Life or WandaVision style.
Like it would have to me. What they've done is all I can like.
Oh, you can take. Well, it seems like
what they've done now, like I like. The newer things, like the shows you were mentioning, like Full House and all them, like they're like a different breed to me. Like Family Matters, like is nothing like anything in black and white. Like it can't be. And I think maybe that's why this hit so well with me. That they were like, all right, and I heard that they actually did take advice from the showrunners from Dick Van Dyke Show. That's like one of the first ones they were trying to like emulate.
Yeah.
And the second one being Bewitched, based off the openings.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's here nor there. But that's why I really enjoyed those two. When it started becoming more serious, when it became in color with the third episode, I mean, yeah, it was getting real. It became more, I guess, sinister. Thinking back, like all like the laugh tracks, laughing at like more, it seemed more like a inappropriate time. Like the jokes that you said like weren't hitting well. I don't think they were supposed to, because I think that was the laugh track telling you to laugh. And we'll get into like what happened in episode 5, how the show tries to tell you how to react.
Yeah. And
if you kind of like look at it at a whole, it's a bit more sad or sinister.
Yeah. I start to see like, and like, all right, so just one more thing. All right, from episode 3, because I was just when I watched episode 3 like 4 or 5 times when it came out. I'm like, you know what? Let me rewatch episode 3. Because I feel like I was getting so much from it at that moment. Like, it was another moment where the stork was in there, and it like, I don't know if you remember the moment when Monica got up, that you heard the stork do like a quack. And she got up like all scared, and she's like, "Who was that? Like, what was that like that screeching noise?" And I'm like, "Hold on, like, I don't care what person it is. If you hear a quack, you're not gonna get up and be shocked and scared. You know, like what? This is a quack? Like.
Have you ever been attacked by a large bird?
Bro, I will not be scared of hearing a quack, bro.
I've been attacked by, I guess, a geese or a goose. I can't tell the difference by looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
I've been not attacked by a peacock, but he was very territorial, and I had to get to a door he was defending.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about his reflection, whatever. Like they're like intimidating creatures. They're like very intimidating. Like you play at that. What was it? I want to say DuckTales, but that's not.
The duck game, the goose.
Yeah. Like that honk is like a bit like whoa,
bro.
What is that?
No,
what is
bro,
this?
You can't say that I'm not. If I hear a quack, bro, if I'm in my room and I just hear some quack, I'm not like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like I'm gonna look like, oh, why is a duck over here? Like why?
If you hear there's a soundboard to the left of me in real life. Right there, we hear a quack. Beyond that board that we can't see behind, you're not gonna forget.
No, I'm gonna say, what is a duck doing here?
Okay.
I'm not gonna get up like, that's the craziest noise ever, bro.
Okay.
Like, no.
You're not gonna freak out.
No.
Alright.
Bro, I will freak out if Pennywise was behind that thing. I'm not gonna freak out about duck quack, bro. Like,
it's a wild animal.
No, that's a quack.
Yeah.
Like, no. I don't remember dogs.
Count your blessings. You've not been attacked by some large bird.
No, man. Bro, I think it was something behind that, bro. Like, honestly, I don't know, man. Go check out episode 3. Let us know what y'all think, bro. Like, do you think you should be scared of a duck or a geese?
It's a whole game about it.
That game is more. I passed that game too, though.
I didn't play it. I don't play scary games.
It's not even scary, bro. Alright, so we're gonna go to episode 4 now. So, man, like, dude, when I see episode 4, I was like, dude, they put money into this, bro.
I think they put money in a lot of them. I think the interview said that the episode 1 was filmed in a day. I tried to find more information about how long it took other episodes in that time period to film, but that to me is crazy.
Damn.
That they managed to knock that out in a day.
That's
I
really
imagine that the 4th episode did take longer than a day to produce.
Dude, yeah, for sure, bro. Like the whole blimp reverse thing.
Yeah.
Dude, just to see that moment, bro, I was like, dude, like that would really be like that. It would be like a lot of chaos like that, bro. Like imagine you coming back in a place and you was like, bro, I've been here this whole time. They're like, dog, 5 years in the past. What are you talking about? You don't even supposed to be here right now.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I was freaking out for her. Like, oh shit, hold on. Like, like
it was very interesting because I think that's the first time we got to see the negative side.
Yeah,
the first time we saw it was like, you know, Hawkeye got a call and birds flapping, you know, and like the on your left scene, that's like the first, and then Spider-Man with the band, whatever.
Yeah, getting hit in the face and shit by a ball.
But this is the first time we saw where it's like, hey, like there's a lot of chaos would have ensued. People in traffic,
for sure.
People mentioned planes.
Yeah.
I think I heard something that like, you know, they only reset people where they were.
Let me ask you a question.
As the action, not
the location. Do you think? So say it like this: if people was on a plane and the plane crashed, do those people just teleport back in the air?
I think they have to go back to where they were.
Cause you remember helicopters and shit was crashing before.
Yeah.
So do that whole helicopter appear again, or
no? They'd go to the wreckage, to my understanding.
So it'd be inside the building?
If you blipped out of that chair, as I understand this, and I could be dead wrong. As I understand it, you blipped from that chair, or whatever they call it. This blip is coming back.
Yeah.
What is leaving called? Dusted?
Yeah, dusted, yeah.
You get dusted in that chair. I move the chair over there. The blip, you'd come back.
Oh, well, blip isn't dusted, I think.
Whatever.
Yeah, just reverse. Yeah, just, okay. So that's my only thing. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, because if you remember at the end of Infinity War with Nick Fury and them, it was like crashes and explosions and helicopters just crashing and stuff. And I'm like, hold on, like, what happened to all those people that was inside that stuff when they come back? Do they just fall out the air, or just,
I mean, yeah, it could be a real. I could be wrong. To my understanding of it, they could die.
That's crazy.
It's not.
Like, dude, that's mind blowing. Imagine you on a plane and that happen.
Yeah.
You come back and you just fall into the air. That's fucking crazy. That's nuts. Alright, so we see this whole part, and I'm like, bro, I'm blown away by this part. I'm like, wow, man, these guys are really doing it big with this.
This is the first time I watched the episode more than once.
Yeah, for real?
The fourth episode.
Oh, fourth episode?
Because there was more, like, we got nothing essentially but questions.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no, like I mentioned previously, there's no, like, reason for a lot of things that were happening.
Okay.
And we just kept getting, like, there's another question for you, there's another question. And episode 4 answered many of them to a certain degree.
Okay, yeah, because I'm gonna say I ended up leaving with the same questions that I had. They was asking those questions now.
Yeah,
like
they didn't answer all the questions because the show's not over yet.
For sure,
many questions were answered.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and it was like when they started getting like the information on the people, like, hey, yo, this person is this and this person, and this is the ID from this person, and I'm like, and then I realized it was like, well, Vision woke this dude up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, Vision to wake that dude up. And then we see later on in the next episode, Vision actually woke the dude up. Yeah. And I'm like, whoa, they doing like alright, cool. So they seeing episodes way before we seeing them in our time, So I'm like, what the hell? So the information they giving us, so it makes me even think more about Agnes. Because it's like, if you remember, they had no information on her paper. Her paper was just blank. No ID, no nothing. They just had Agnes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, like, honestly, she has to have something to do with this. Like,
yeah.
It's got to be a bigger play.
Yeah. A lot of people are speculating that she's Aunt Agnes or whatever, which name is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, she's not villain material.
I don't know.
At the stage that we're seeing.
I get you, yeah. Because she could be playing all behind the scenes. Like a lot of stuff, like, alright, like, in episode 4, it was cool. We got to see how Monica got inside.
Yeah.
That was, I can't lie, that was pretty cool. And they got to see when she came back, she had on the same stuff. So it was, what I thought was like, okay, when she changed stuff in there and it comes out, it's real now.
Yes.
Because you remember, because she went in there in her outfit, sword outfit. She came back out in those retro clothes, and everything was still there.
Yeah. And I think that theory was confirmed in episode 5.
Yeah, so that's what I'm like, yeah, they did. But when I was watching episode 4, I'm like, oh shit, like, she has them clothes still on, like, so everything that comes out must still be, and I'm like, they opening it up to a lot of the stuff that we seen in episode 5. They could play on to a lot of different things, So I'm like, like, come on, man, like.
Yeah. To harken back quickly to episode 3, when she had the twins, right?
Yeah.
So those technically are the first mutants.
So this is my thing. So I'm thinking the whole thing with skipping to episode 5.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Quicksilver that's came in now.
Yeah.
I think he's finna tell her that she's a mutant. She's been a mutant the whole time. I think that's how they finna play at it. Like, he like, hey, yo, do you know who your pops is?
Yeah.
Your pops is Magneto, baby, Magneto. Like,
yeah. I mean, they can definitely like rewrite a lot of stuff
for sure. He could say this, Asteroid M, he did that. Like, Magneto did that.
Didn't happen in the MCU.
But he did that. But he could. All right, well, if you want to bring your stuff, picking up that submarine, he killed that dude with that coin, Sebastian Shaw. Magneto did that.
I guess. I want to talk a little bit more about episode 4 before I go to 5. I've got something to say about 5.
Alright, cool.
I don't want to ring a parade.
Okay, alright, cool. So, we get episode 4.
In 4, I really thought that the FBI agent.
Jimmy Woo.
Yeah, and the lady from Thor.
Okay.
Was really dope.
Yeah.
Like these side characters, like really getting like flushed out. Sort of. I don't think I want like more of them.
Okay.
In the sense of like what happened with what's his name? From
the old
Agents of Shield.
Oh, Agent Coulson.
Yeah. I don't want them to have that treatment.
Oh, okay.
But like, if they can keep carrying the show from the sidelines, that to me would be great.
Man, that's some great.
They are really like killing it to me.
Oh, for sure. Honestly, like I just love how they react with each other. They play off each other really well. I was like, you know what? I always thought she was a good actor.
Yeah.
You know, both of them are really good. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen them in other shows, but they're pretty good. Like
I've seen him more times than I've seen her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen her. It's like a Nick and Nora Affinity playlist. I've seen her in a couple things, man. I really loved her on all those things. But he had a show. I don't know if you know, side top. He had a show called, I think, Straight Off the Boat. Bro, he's hilarious,
That's the first time I've seen him. Man.
Okay, he is hilarious, bro. I was like, oh my god, like this shit is funny when his son is like all into hip hop and stuff, and I'm like, you're like, I'm like, that's what I'm saying though. But yeah, I get you, man. I understand that, dude. I totally agree with that, bro. Like they do play it really well over there. Even going against him, like the director.
Yeah.
You know, like they making him like kind of like an antagonist.
And sort of showing how much power this FBI agent got between then and now.
Oh yeah.
Where he can not question, but like sort of direct himself confidently in front of like this acting director of S.H.I.E.L.D. or S.W.O.R.D.
S.W.O.R.D., yeah. That is pretty crazy. You look at it, he made some major steps from Ant-Man and the Wasp, so it's pretty cool, man. I can't lie.
Huh? They both have.
Yeah, oh for sure.
And the little Easter egg that she's the person that we see at the end.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Like she was doing a little thing. It was like, make sure you write all those notes. So I'm already doing that. Like I'm like, dude, this girl, she's already been on top of it, man. Like even when Thor was there, she was on top of it. Like, hey, yo, we need to do this. You know, like
she took him down.
Yeah, for sure, man. So honestly, dude, like you said, I'm following all of that, man. I'm loving it. Like even when we got to see how she used her powers and she threw Monica out the building. Like she's like launched her, and I'm like, bro, like that's crazy. Like you could tell, like, all right. So my whole thing is when you remember when he came outside. Vision went outside. Everybody was out there and they was talking, and he like
Agnes the Black Guy.
Yeah.
Vision.
When he walked the doctor out, the doctor's like, it's kind of hard to escape a small town. I'm like, it's just a lot of stuff that was pulling on me.
It's kind of hard to escape a small town.
Yeah,
he was like, I can't talk to you.
Yeah, and then he's looking like, what's going on? And then you see the like black dude repeat himself like, yo, it's don't say nothing. And she kind of hit him at the same tone, like, stop it. You know, like how the wife on number one did it. I'm like, you know what? She's just getting kind of crazy right now. You know, like, I watched that episode multiple times too, just to pick everything out. Then you see him go in the house. And you see it blurs on him. And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, why is it blurring Vision out though? Like,
it's a perspective blur. It makes sense.
I'm like, you know, it's blurring Vision out.
Cinematically, that made sense.
Yeah, it did.
It's not like it did.
But yeah, but I was like the whole time while she was standing there, I'm like, she blew her out, and she's just standing there, and he comes in, I'm like, huh? Why is he blurred? Like he don't look the same color.
Because you're not supposed to react to him. You're supposed to react to the
emotion,
the demeanor on Wanda's face.
See, I was like, all right, cool. I'm getting the emotion from her. I'm getting how she did that.
The show. Yeah. You know, it being this sort of like mystery show or whatever you want to call it. You're sort of looking everywhere that the show is kind of like leading you not to look.
Yeah, I get you.
So I get why you'd like want to focus in on something like that, but narratively I get where it's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be looking at her. This is a critical point where she just launched someone out, and she has to like complete this lie now.
Yeah,
of, like what happened to Monica Rambeau.
You know, that's
and
crazy.
Like what, like how is she gonna get away with this?
And then like. Alright, so she launched it out, and then as you know, you see Vision with the missing stone in his head that people been making a little Uzi Vert about. People been having nothing with this. Hey, obviously Uzi, they gonna pull that $28 million toll out his head. Infinity Jewel, you know? Infinity Stone. I'm just cracking up, man. Uzi.
You'd think you'd learn from the lesson of the past. You know,
so
act like Thanos is walking around.
I'm saying, man? Like, Thanos just gonna reach, give me the stone. I'm like, damn. So you see him, and he like, she like freaks out. And I'm like, whoa, like, hold on, I'm freaking out too for a second. Like, what the hell?
They stayed on him for a minute, and I'm very glad that like he did animate, like he was like moving.
Yeah.
He was like, what's wrong?
Yeah. And then you're like, whoa, what the hell? Like, so he is alive, but he's dead.
Yeah. It brought a lot of questions. Is everyone saying this?
Yeah.
Is this why the black guy was just like cutting through like 2 feet of concrete wall because he's just watching this like animated corpse talking to him? He's like freaking out, like, oh my god,
that's crazy. Yeah,
everybody's like a little weird.
They off and they like, oh man, like chill, you know, like because he is a corpse walking around and he keep trying to shape. If you know, because like he said, Wanda was like, you want us to not, you know, stand out. He keep trying to like not show his powers to anybody, and she's like steady now showing her powers to people. She's like, she don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know, so. You know, honestly, that was a big moment. Then you see the moment when they grab the kids and they sit down, and then like just the look on Vision's face, you could tell like he was concerned about stuff. Like you could look like, like Vision is not looking right on episode 4 at the ending. Like he looked at her, he like he put on a smile. And he even when he sat down to watch TV, he like looked at weird. I'm like, man, Vision's not looking right now, man. Like he knows something, even if it's because you watch art. Just from here, you know Vision would have figured something out by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just how smart he is.
Yeah.
You know, y'all remember, he got Jarvis in him. He got some Tony Stark up in him. He got some you know, Bruce Banner in him. All these intelligence he got in him. He would have found something out. Like, something was wrong already. Ultron. And Ultron, you know? Yeah. So it's like, all that put together, he would easily put the 2 and 2 together. Like, hey, yo, man, this is just not right. So... we see that. Then we go to episode 5. The newest episode that just dropped.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and tell me how you feel about it.
Bro, like I told you, man, here come Magneto, guys. He's in the building. Magneto's gonna be here, bro. You bring Quicksilver out, and you bring, bro, when that moment when Quicksilver came, I looked, I'm like, did they just open the door for Fox? Are we about to get Magneto?
Yes.
Yeah. Because even when the girl came back, she like, oh, they replaced, recasted. Yeah, recasted Pedro.
Because even up until that point, and I haven't done like looking at the names versus what they said was on their driver's license and what the credits say that people are.
Yeah.
Like they say like, oh, this person is being played by this person. Like this actor is being played by this. So like everyone in the town is a actor.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was very like in line for her to say like that made very physical sense in the show. Yeah. Like, hey, they recasted.
Because outside is looking like a show.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa. When I seen that, I'm like, first, you know what I was thinking to be at the door? I thought it was gonna be Cap. Because if you don't remember, they said Cap was gonna come back for a role.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be him because the only person that was cool with Wanda was Vision and Cap.
So, are you saying that they if Cap come back, it would be like a Pleasant Hill?
Kinda. I was thinking
spoiler.
Like yeah,
Pleasant Hill.
Yeah,
Cap
I thought so.
Reanimated to a fucking young dude.
Yeah, they bring him back to the young guy, and I thought that's what was gonna happen.
I don't want that.
All right, well, I thought it was a way.
Okay.
So like, I'm like, hold on, like, because they glanced away from the door, and I'm like, we know Cap is old, but he does have a connection with Wanda. If you remember during like Civil War, he was there for Wanda. He was fighting for Wanda. Like
Wanda was Team Cap.
Yeah, she was Team Cap, and he was like, yo, like, you ain't treating her like a prisoner. So like, it was clearly like connected to in my mind. It was. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
They were on a team.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, cool. I can see Cap. They sending Cap in there to go talk to her. Like, in my mind, I was like, all right, they can see Cap. They go, you know what? He could probably talk some sense to her because he was on her side.
Yeah.
You know, he broke her out of prison. She was running away with him. You know, like they was together. So, you know, so I'm like, all right, cool. When they panned off, I'm like, all right, Cap is in the show up. I was psyching myself up because like Cap is about to pop up. They say he got one. He gonna use that one for this. Then he come back. He pans over. it's the Fox X-Men Quicksilver. And I'm like, oh shit, like that's even more crazy. Like,
yeah.
Where's Logan? Where's Logan? He gonna be brought back too? Like,
I think he said that he'd come back if they ever joined.
Bro.
And I don't want him to come back.
He's finna get buffed out. He's finna come back, bro.
If he comes back, I want him to be Stryker.
Oh, hell no. Don't make him
just so he can be like, yeah, this experiment is not that bad. And whoever the new actor that plays Logan is like, this is torture. And he's like, it's not that bad. Just little throw like I've done it.
Yeah, I've done it,
man. Like it's not that
bad. Nah, man. So when it came to that moment, I know we skipping a lot.
He'd be a very good Stryker or Strucker, whatever that dude is.
Yeah. So hold on, we skipping a lot.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that moment though?
All right, yeah. In that moment, it was very interesting that before that the two kids were like, hey, you know, family should stick together. And it's like, oh, you know your brothers. It's like, oh, do you have a brother? And she was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I guess in that moment, that's when this Quicksilver was animated.
Okay. Maybe.
And we got that little tag at the end, but so far as it being the Fox's version, to me, that's the worst thing that they could have done.
Why do you say that?
Because the Fox movies.
But you could say
the best thing about the Fox movies to me was Logan, who was like, I don't want to come back.
Okay.
He's like 50 something. He's an old man now.
Yeah.
Hey,
you
got your flowers. I respect everything you've done.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right.
You've done that now.
Okay.
You know, my perfect Fox, you know, 2 movies, as you're more aware of, the complete story of the Mutant Saga was X-Men and Logan.
Okay.
That's the perfect.
All right.
The perfect movie. Okay. You get everything in it. And if they have the notion where they're like, hey, we're bringing everything back, in all these actors, especially if you take Quicksilver, which wasn't like even like the
a pivotal point, or
like the it was like the older version of mutants.
Because you remember
they're young,
yeah,
right? Like Days of Future Past and all that. It's like that
timeline,
that team,
yeah, right.
So you're gonna get that version of Scott. Like, you want that?
I'll be down with that.
You want that version of Scott?
Yeah, honestly.
No,
so,
you don't.
So look, think like this. I would like that version of Magneto and that version of Professor X, and that I think if they do that,
that's like the one thing I could say that would be somewhat beneficial. But I think, and I know we're not going to get the older versions, which I think were superior versions of Magneto and Professor X.
I don't think so.
They were.
I think
they were.
So I'm gonna say it like this. Even
but them aside, like that's a good get. You know, the young Magneto, the young Professor X. Yeah. But like, you want more Mystique?
No.
You're gonna get her.
No, I don't.
But you're getting her. You're getting her.
She dead.
That's that. No,
She's
that's
dead.
the world.
She died.
That's the world. So is Vision. This is the world you want. This is the world you want now.
Hey, we can leave that Mystique.
This is the world you got now.
That Mystique is dead. She's still dead, bro.
No.
Like, yeah. She's like, what's the name, bro? Like, she's just gone. We don't want her no more. She ceased to exist.
No, that Quicksilver looked at R1 and was like, hey, what's up? You know, I'm your brother. And it's like, all right, so clearly your experiences from the past,
you don't remember,
don't account here.
Yeah, and
so if they just keep pulling people in that way, we're gonna get all of Days of Future Past people.
So this is my whole thing.
Which to me were garbage.
So I think, all right, everybody
except Hank. I don't want that Hank.
All right, okay. Yeah, again, I'm only counting for 3 characters. I'm counting for the best people.
Right. Well, we're gonna get more mutants than that. Bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody else, full roster.
Yeah, everybody else can get recast.
Guess what? We're gonna get more Jean Grey.
No, that Jean Grey was trash.
We're getting her.
So everybody
Space alien Jean Grey.
Everybody from
We're getting her.
those Dark Phoenix movies, Apocalypse movies was trash.
That Apocalypse is coming.
No, he's not.
That's what you get.
You know what?
This is what we get
so
for that Quicksilver.
So hold on. So say it like this: if it's done under Marvel, it's gonna be great.
No.
Yeah. What do you mean?
We're getting the same people.
No, but they're gonna do everything
He's
over.
gonna get more dust powers.
Because think like this. All right. So we already know that her powers are gonna play a bigger role in this, because it's gonna affect Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
It's gonna affect Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
So this is gonna mess with our timelines. So it's able to take. It's like, you remember when the collisions happened on the Age of Ultron, the comic book, and Miles Morales was able to cross into the main universe.
Yeah.
So you'll be able in Miles Morales, and then Galactus came. You remember?
Yeah, but
So they were able to take whoever they wanted.
No.
Yeah, they didn't take everybody for the Ultimates. They didn't take the Ultimate Cap. They didn't take the Ultimate Iron Man. They didn't take none of the Ultimate guys. The only Ultimate guy, the only thing that came over Ultimate, I think, was the Ultimate Hammer. Thor Hammer.
You really think that they're gonna scrape the top of the barrel?
I would. All right, so say it like this. Just looking at it, if I was Marvel, if I was running it, I would definitely get rid of everything else. Quicksilver was one of the best highlights of that.
He's top.
Yeah.
He's top of the bucket. Yeah.
Quicksilver, Magneto, and Professor X. You don't need nobody else.
Talking about top tier.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the full bucket.
I'm
talking at the full bucket of
the rest
feces over there.
So say like this.
I don't want that.
So look, you grab those three, and you do like how the collisions happen. Everybody else die in the collisions. Like, they go, they die, bro. The planets collide with each other. They dead.
No.
Yes. You can take the three.
Hey.
Around those three, you can build a great story.
50-50 chance is gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm willing to bet I'm right.
No,
I think everyone's gonna keep getting that check.
Don't pull all those traps.
Disney owns all that like Fox agreements, so they're like everyone who had a contract can fulfill it now.
Yeah, I wouldn't want them to fulfill it. After that last Jean Grey, I already knew. I didn't even see the Jean Grey movie in theaters, but I knew it was gonna be horrible. I
bought that, right?
Yeah. We watched it here, and I was like, "Wow, this movie is pretty horrible."
Yeah.
This is just a remake of Last Stand, just with new people.
That's what we're getting. The aliens. I don't even know what those aliens were.
It was super horrible. It was horrible, bro. The death of Apocalypse was horrible. Everything.
You're getting more Apocalypse because you can't kill that man.
Yeah, you can't. And he died.
You definitely get more Mystique. Because she's,
they can leave her dead.
Really interesting of a character.
No, she no. I was thinking of the worst. I was the only guy like.
Hunger Games was a good movie.
This Hunger Games. This ain't fucking X-Men.
You act like that Hunger Games movie didn't play a pivotal role.
It did. It did his career.
No, in Mystique's ability to do things in these Marvel movies.
Bro.
Hunger Games played a large role in that.
Bro, I'm done with the Hunger Games, bro. Alright, let's back to what's in that, man. So, if we do take anybody, it's gonna be Magneto, Professor X, and Quicksilver. That's
those dumb.
That we don't want that Bishop. We don't want that Cyclops or that Cylops. We don't want none of those.
What was giant robots called?
Sentinels.
Were you getting those dumb Sentinels?
You know what? If you do Sentinels again, like
getting those,
I would think that'd be cool.
The weird the Power Ranger those.
No, if they do them again, then they can be cool.
No.
Yeah.
They're not. We're getting that.
If we could get what's his name, Master M or Master Mom, the one that used to sit in the chair to produce all the Sentinels.
It's gonna look like that weird Power Ranger thing now. Same way it looked in Days of Future Past.
I don't know, man. I think it didn't look bad in Future Past.
I thought it looked terrible.
I thought it was okay. You know, I thought for Signals they did it okay. I think Days of Future Past wasn't a bad movie at all. I think it was like one of the best ones out the new one. Honestly, out the trilogy, the first trilogy, I think the first one that only stands up is the original, number one. The other two is trash.
That one counts. Yes, the first one does.
Origins is trash.
Yeah.
Wolverine Origins.
Yeah.
I like Days of Future Past. I like First Class. I thought First Class was cool. Days of Future Past. The Wolverine I thought was mediocre. The one he went to Japan.
Yeah, it was great. To me, it was great.
Okay.
But in my timeline, watch the first X-Men, watched that one clip from the Wolverine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like the Asian chick is talking to Wolverine in the car, like I know you're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch that scene, just that one scene. That's all you need. And then you watch Logan.
I would say that one scene in Days of Future Past, and then you got your full complete story. Because don't you want him that, like, I felt like the story connected with him and Logan so well because he had that time with Professor X that much. You know, he had spent that much time in helping Professor X. So it made it more meaningful to us, you know?
There's not anything I liked about Days of Future Past.
That's crazy. I thought that was one great movie. It's just the Bishop was whack. I thought Bishop should have been way cooler than what he was. But man, we going on to a whole bunch of other stuff. But
it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
All right, well, we'll see. You know, guys, let us know. Or do you think they're gonna pull the full X-Men in here?
I tell you what. $100.
$100.
That the whole bucket's coming.
I don't think.
Whole bucket.
Hold on, you mean like the same cast of everybody?
Yeah.
I don't think the same cast of everybody's coming.
And if they're not the same cast, it's gonna be like the same, like, situation, you know.
But I think it's gonna be all different.
Like,
so say like this.
Hank experimented off of Hunger Game lady, and that's why he's blue. Like that. Like that's happening. That logic is coming.
All right, I you know what? I would take that, but I'm talking about like the same actors.
If they want to come back, and if you telling me like these people don't get a knock at their door, like, hey, but you understand what happened at Fox? Would you like to come back to Marvel? They're not. Yeah. What has any of them done? Any one of them?
I don't know. They don't need to be back in the X-Men movie though.
Like acting wise.
Yeah. Like look. All right. You know what?
Nothing.
Maybe they can get put in a different thing. They can get put as
there's more Hunger Games movies happening.
Oh, you know what?
I think they're coming back.
Oh, you know what? They could be coming back as Skrulls. And if you all get killed, you know, like they could come back. There we go. You remember Jimmy had on the board? He had Skrulls. He had right there on the board. Could they be Skrulls? He was like, yo, you know, he even references.
Skrulls
like,
are good aliens now.
Yeah, but he still references like, could they be Skrulls? You know, like
they're good now.
But you never know. They can be taken over. They can be. You get the Skrull secret. Was Secret War?
No, you can't. The Skrulls are good.
Never know. Because look, hey,
the famous Captain Marvel.
So
put it into that.
All right, but did you think about listen to? You remember when how they like Jimmy was like, "Hey yo, like the only person that was able to put a dent in Thanos could have even killed Thanos was Scarlet Witch," and then Jimmy came out and was like, "Well, people said Captain Marvel could have gave him a dent. Like Monica didn't even say anything.
She literally wasn't alive for it."
Yeah,
and I want to say that it's been 3 weeks since the end of Endgame.
Yeah.
So she would have to have learned about it then.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure she hasn't been in contact with Captain Marvel.
So, because Captain Marvel movie supposed to take place before all of that stuff happened. The second one?
Yeah. Yeah. I just meant like Rambo.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have even like she would have had 3 weeks to learn.
Yeah, about the situation.
Like what happened.
Yeah. But I'm still saying, like, she, even then, if she's in the second movie of Captain Marvel, she kind of blew it off like Captain Marvel she didn't care. You know, like, and that kind of got to me as well, like, are they gonna make her and Captain Marvel fall out? Because I thought they did like a little thing too, because I think they gonna make her into Spectrum, bro. Like she's gonna become Spectrum, and you know, I was like,
she should be Captain Marvel.
Why do we want to give her that whack name when she's such a good Spectrum? Like,
it's her name.
No, it's not. Like
it was.
Okay, it was, and it became trash. We don't need that. Like Captain Marvel is a whack name.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
but you know, you have these children with Captain Marvel posters on their room, looking up, wanting to be like her,
that's cool.
And then eventually becoming Miss Marvel.
Yeah, that's cool. I love Camilla Khan for that, you know. But why not use
stands for Captain Marvel?
Yeah, but look, thing like this. Why not use Spectrum, Monica Rambeau as Spectrum, like, or use her as Photon, like that? Because we seen her mom with the Photon thing,
yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. They referenced, if you remember when they was looking at her scans, they couldn't see anything.
Nah.
So I'm like, hold on, are they finna say she can break down stuff now, or like what are they gonna go into with that? She like, I don't got time for none of this. So I'm looking, I'm like, ooh, I'm thinking more into that. I'm like, dude, she's gonna become special. She's gonna probably bring in a way for us to get, you know, maybe a Blue Marvel or, you know, maybe American Chavez, you know, maybe we can get like the Ultimate Team, you know, if you go to outer space.
We're far from that.
I don't know,
We're far
man.
from Ultimates.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know, but
We gotta wait to this Doctor Strange movie to come out.
I think that's gonna play a big part too.
We would need a Blue Marvel. And is there any old series coming out? Like a set in the past Marvel anything?
No. The only thing I seen they just said that they was gonna do was a Wakanda based series.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen that was supposedly finna be in play.
Blue Marvel would have to take place in the past.
Yeah, I know. It's gotta take place way in the
Or
past.
you, like, use Trump? I don't know. I don't know what they would do. I don't think we're getting them.
I think
It's
it's
not gonna happen.
I think it's a way. I think it's a way to bring him and my boy Spectrum, man. You know?
Yeah, but no, $100. We're getting a whole enchilada.
I think, you know what? I'm gonna say this. If they did cast everybody as Skrulls and they killed them off, then that'd be cool. You know? I don't know, just leave it up.
They're good now.
Okay, but things can change.
That's what Captain Marvel told us.
But things can change.
The Kree are bad.
I know, but yeah, I'm saying things can change, right?
All right.
Yeah, because think like this: with her warping reality, she could probably swap it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because we seeing that it happens, and she went out. If you don't remember, when they went into her stuff, bro. Like, all right, hold on. Let's think about the part when her kids turned from babies. You remember? Oh, so look. Did you remember that part when her kids were babies and she tried to like magic make them stop crying?
Yeah.
That's another thing that got to me. I was like, wow, like I don't know, her magic is not working or anything that to do with the babies.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and there's that other scene with Vision where he releases that one guy's mind, and he was referencing like, oh, she's doing this to us, blah blah blah, but like he just said she.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say one.
Yeah, I know.
We're assuming that.
Yeah.
Like, she could not be in control, and it could be the neighbor.
It could, yeah.
Because she was there with the kids and aged them up, and even with the dog thing, like
the Sparky thing, yeah.
Like, the kids looked at each other like, we can age up right now.
Yeah.
Like, we're pretty close to
this. Yeah, for sure.
This Agnes lady.
Yeah,
like, we
for
could
sure,
do this.
yeah.
Like, we could do this.
So, but I don't know if you remember, like the whole part when she came in and she was trying to touch the kids, Vision didn't want her near the kids.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, no, like, stay away from the kids. Like,
yeah.
Like, did you wash your hands? Did you do this? You know what? Just don't touch them. Like,
yeah.
That was a moment I'm like, hold on, something's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like, something's wrong with Agnes, and for Vision to get out of the line like that, he like, I just don't want you to touch the kids at all. And then they did that moment where she was like, well, what you want us to do? Do you want us to take it from the top? And he like,
yeah.
What are you talking about?
I
like,
thought that was funny.
Yeah, he like, what? He looking like Vision was like.
As someone loosely in charge of production, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, take it from the top. I was like, yeah, F it, take it from the top.
And she like, what are you talking about? He like, what are you guys talking about? Like,
I was like, all right, so you want me to go touch these babies? Like, what's up? What's happening?
Yeah, he looking like
rewind this and not. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm a professional, man.
Yeah. Like, I'm an actor, bro. So we get to see that, and that didn't jump out to you?
Yeah. So, yeah, it was very like weird. It still harkens. I forget the name of the demon from they say who she's like involved with.
Mephisto.
Mephisto, that's it. I was about to say some Spider-Man villain, right?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of I want to believe it's someone else.
Mm.
The only notable demon, really, to me, is the Ghost Rider demon.
Mm.
But he wouldn't do this.
Only person I could think about is maybe old dude that eats dreams that Professor X and them have to go fight. They had to fight him in his realm, though.
He's a mutant, right?
Yeah, but they had to fight him in his realm. He's like a demon, I think.
I thought he was a mutant.
Oh, maybe, I'm not sure.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I forgot, but they had to use all the telepaths to beat him in his realm.
He's black, right?
Yeah.
Like a black entity?
Yeah.
I think that's a mutant.
Oh, okay, maybe. But yeah, I know, I was thinking about him, I was like, what could it be? But again, like, those key moments stuck out to me, like, you know, because I'm like, damn, like, why do he not want her to touch these kids so much?
He doesn't trust the world.
Yeah. He don't
You
even.
know, the conversation he had with that guy was like, hey, you know, she's doing this. So to Vision, and I think to a lot of people, was like, hey, it's a 50-50 between that lady and Wanda.
Yeah.
And he kind of put that together real quick with the dog and was like, when she was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just waiting. And then she barges in and was like, look what I got. I was like, wait for that.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, so you like hip to this chick. Like, you know something's up with it.
Yeah, for sure. So that's true, because I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, even the moment when he came back and he was mad, bro. He was like, bro, I don't even remember my life outside of here. Like, I'm like, so.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, this moment right here means a lot. Like, he like, bro, like, she wiped his memory. So she went back, and because if you remember, she stole his corpse.
Yeah. I think she probably just made his memory up of what she could, like, remember, and obviously excluded, like, the events with Thanos.
So, quick question. Do you think he's going to be able to do that touch on Pedro and release his memories from Fox?
It would depend if he views that he's altered. Because I think people who are altered are, like, you know, have this, like, sort of weird bubbly attitude. Like, I like when the dude was like cutting into the concrete. I don't think there was no getting into his, like, I think he was just there.
Oh, okay.
Like, he was just like set. I think Agnes is set. Like, she's like not like she's good. But there's other actors. Like, I'd say maybe like another suspicious dude was the mailman. I don't think he was up on the board.
Oh yeah.
From the town.
Nah, he wasn't.
But he doesn't seem like he's set to, like, this weird Pleasantville.
Yeah. That's crazy.
What's her name? Darcy, and, like, her husband, the Russian spy. I think that's who Vision was referring to.
That's crazy, because I don't know, man. Like, just thinking about the moment when she came out the barrier, and she was like, you know what, like, don't come back into my home, like she had like all those dudes. Like, she could have easily killed everybody. Yeah, she was like, yo, come into my home. She made everybody point the guns at the director.
Do you remember that scene very well? When she pointed the guns at everybody?
Yeah, she like did like this thing, and it went on like,
everyone's eyes like lit up.
Yeah.
People around the town don't have that.
Yeah, I know for sure.
So, is she doing that?
That's my whole thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't think that if she is controlling stuff, she's controlling her stuff. So that's why I'm like, it's somebody else at play here. That's why I brought up like the store. That's why I brought up the babies. You know, that's why I'm like, it's something else, because her magic wasn't able to affect these guys. And I'm like, who magic is more powerful to her to make her can't affect these guys? You get me?
Yeah.
So that's just one thing I was just looking at. I'm like, that's pretty crazy. But I really thought that was a badass moment when she came out of there with that little plane, like, take your shit back. Like, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I had to look like, oh, shit, chill. You know, like, she's like, hey, y'all.
It was a beautiful plan. It was like, here's this 80s drone. And he was like, can you get better photos? Like, so it was from the 80s.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
Yeah, for sure. Like,
I thought it would have been, like, more massive than that.
For sure.
Coming from the 80s, it was like, it had to have been some kind of camcorder on it.
Bro, that's just true. But I don't know, man. Like, looking at all that, man, we got all those key points, and it's just like, have you seen the trailers before the next episode?
The 6th, yeah.
Yeah, so you seen, for some reason, I swear we're supposed to get the 6th episode this week as well.
I saw you say that.
Yeah, they had that on a trailer. I
think that trailer was supposed to represent, like, scenes from 5 and 6.
Oh, okay, because it's at 5 and 6 this Friday. Like, the one that I had. So that's why, and I went and I checked and I seen people that was looking for it as well on Twitter. They're like, hey, yo, 5 and 6 supposed to be out this Friday. I remember the trailer said it was like 5 and 6 was supposed to be out. So, but I didn't see him, so I seen this stuff. You see the one where he did the touch to Agnes?
Yeah.
And
that was in the first trailer.
Yeah. So I was looking at that, I'm like, all right, so he does use this touch more to figure out what's going on.
She wasn't. That touch wasn't for like getting them out of that like
trance,
like the sort of Pleasantville trance.
Yeah.
It was like she was frozen. Like she was locked in place.
Okay.
And that's when Vision touched her in the first trailer, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, why?" He was like, "'Cause you're dead."
See, look, yeah,
that could just be like a trailer moment. Like we'll see.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm really waiting for that moment. I don't know how many episodes we got. It's like 9.
I wanted to look before this. I think it's 8. I could be wrong.
Man, we getting pretty to the end pretty quick, man. Yeah. You know, because I'm like, man, like, just looking at the moment where you see Vision try to go outside the barrier after she put, like, a barrier on top of the barrier. Like, it's like, that's pretty badass. You see people try to crash into the barrier. Like, you know, like, wow, man. It's just so much, man. I'm super hyped for it, man. Like, man, it's a lot of stuff, like the Magneto X-Men stuff I think is coming out, man. I'm like, I don't know, man. The series can do a lot. The series is really going to show why we're going to get different Peter Parkers inside Spider-Man, you know? Get that Tom Holland, that Andrew Garfield, and that Tobey Maguire all inside one. It's going to be crazy.
I think there's 4 left.
4 left? Okay.
I don't want to spend too much time Googling it.
Yeah, man. I'm still happy for it, man. Hey, man, that's good for me, man. I'm down for it, man. Like, how many did, what was it? Not WandaVision, Boba Fett, what's it called? Mandalorian. How many did that have? Like 8?
2 seconds. I can do that for you.
Yeah, man. Honestly, dude, like, I think some pretty good stuff is going to come out from here, man. Like I really would like to see, like, Miles Morales inside there as well, meeting up with, like, maybe Tobey Maguire or, you know, something like that. I know it probably was kind of far-fetched because you probably going to have 3 of those Spider-Mans already there already. So it's like, but I would like to see Miles Morales at least plays a part inside this, you know? Like, especially if you're going to have, like, the collisions crashing and stuff like that. 8?
Yeah.
And then Wanda's, I don't know. It look like they're going to probably set Wanda up to be the big bad for Doctor Strange.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
She's always a villain.
Mm-hmm. So
I can't wait for that.
And we have nobody that has a close connection with her no more. You know? True. Yeah. Because she don't have... If whatever happened to this Quicksilver, if he's not there no more, we lost Vision and we lost Cap. Those are her 2, like, core people. And Black Widow, because Black Widow's kind of there for her. But Black Widow's dead now.
Yeah, she is Hawkeye.
Well, she wasn't that cool with Hawkeye.
Hawkeye gave her motivation twice.
Well, I don't know. I don't think
Hawkeye made her an Avenger.
No, Cap made her an Avenger.
No.
Yeah. Oh, at the end of Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I think during the fight when she was like, "Oh my God, these robots are crazy," and Hawkeye was like, "I'm a guy with a bow." You walk out that door, you're Avenger.
Oh, okay. I thought that was when he was fighting with Cap on a train. You don't remember because they was helping Cap on the train fighting against Ultron?
They were helping to defeat Ultron. I don't think at that point Cap was like, "You're an Avenger now."
Okay. Maybe
I could be wrong.
Yeah, me too, man.
But I feel like Hawkeye did that, and when she was in like a home like home arrest, whatever, from Vision, Hawkeye was the one who broke her up.
Yeah,
or attempted to.
Yeah,
he won the fight. It was her that like stalled it.
Yeah,
it was
for
like,
sure.
I'm not walking anywhere. It was like, I'm a man with a bow. Yeah. I just took out Vision.
Yeah.
Give me some credit right now and let's get out of here.
He did, you know, he like, come on. Like, you the only person that can do this now. He tried to fight Vision with a fucking
He didn't back down. He did. It wasn't like, it's over, I'm gonna just relax. He was like, he tried to 2-piece it.
Yeah, he was like, I think didn't it break? Like,
clean off. And after it broke clean off, he tried to like
Yeah.
Kind of like step on my real quick, like Paul is waiting to his kick.
Yeah.
And just, like, phased up. Like, oh,
shit. Yeah, it's over. It's over. This battle's done, bro.
You won, Vision.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for one lagging it, you had it.
Yeah, for sure. He had it on his first plan, you know. But that's hilarious, man. I don't know,
So
man.
I feel like Hawkeye's been there for it.
All right, cool. I give you that. But I don't know if he's.
Be hilarious if Hawkeye comes in and was like, I can't do this anymore for you.
Yeah.
If I gotta help you get away from this man, Wanda, this is it. This is your last chance.
Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone, dog. Go. Bro, because I kind of feel. All right, let me ask you a question. What Quicksilver did you think was the best? Did you like the one from Marvel or did you like the one from Fox?
I like the Marvel one.
You like the Marvel one more?
Yeah.
I think the one Fox, I liked him a little bit more because he had like better moments. Like I just liked the moment when he had to save Magneto. I thought that moment was really good. And then the moment when he was on Age of, like that was the only. You know what's crazy? How he had the great moment in the Apocalypse movie. It was one moment in there, and it was his moment when he was coming by Professor X's house, the mansion, and he went in there and he saved everybody in the explosion except for Havoc. I think Havoc died, yeah. And he saved everybody, and everybody else. I was like, wow, this is only one moment. The one moment that you have. It was used on that guy, and it was a great moment. But the rest of the movie, 100% garbage. Mm-hmm. You know? Throw that shit in the trash.
I like the newer version of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seemed like there was more, it was more serious.
Mm.
It was more, like, weight to that character. As
Okay.
I think that the Fox one is more just like fluff.
No,
I'm not gonna say that like the power display from him wasn't like cool, but as a character, I'd rather have the one that died. But I appreciate that he died, so I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you know, time well spent.
Okay, I get you. Well, guys, we spent like an hour on this, man, because we had to catch up. We will come back for next week for episode 6.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing episode 6. We're going to do a breakdown on that. We're doing WandaVision, and we're going to do the rundowns. Where we're giving it to you guys back to back. We're going to try to make this thing continuous again, back on schedule, you know, how we usually do. You know, you down with that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm down with that too, man. So, guys, thanks for watching this review of WandaVision. You know, we're going to get that out to you, bring it out to the world. And we're going to be out of here, guys. Peace.
Peace.